Are you a woman like me that has been diagnosed with ADHD and now you're really wondering if you should or should not take medication? You must be really scared, really freaked out because you've been functioning very well for maybe 40 or 45 years, like me, and now you're going to take this medication and you don't know what is going to happen. And you may be a little bit scared, a little bit worried about getting addicted to this. I've been there, I know where you are. And in this video, I'm going to share my experience taking medication for 1 month, ADHD medication for 1 month. So my name is Laura Moreno, and I am an ADHD parent coach. I'm also the founder of a community called Good ADHD Moms, and I have ADHD, and I have a son who's 8 who also has ADHD. And I've lived through all this of getting the diagnosis and then taking the medication, and I'm going to share with you what it is like. But before we continue, if you have a kid with ADHD, you might be interested in my free video course called How to Stop Explosions with an ADHD Kid. This is a 6-part video course that is free for you, and you can find the information below. Because having a kid with ADHD while also having ADHD, it is not a lot of fun until you watch this course. So check it out below, and then let's start. So, my history. I got diagnosed with ADHD 2 months ago, in December 2025. And the reason was because my son was showing a little bit behaviors that were a little bit weird, a little bit like violent, and we didn't know what was going on. And we got him diagnosed. And that started my own research, like, oh my God, could I have it? All these symptoms look like what I have. Is this why I've been failing of my life, all my life? And I wanted to know more about this because so many things resonated so much. So what I did in October 2025, I went to an ADHD psychiatrist in Spain, actually, who over a course of a day, and I had to do like 10, 20 different tests for so many hours. I was so tired by the end of it. But by the end of the test, 1 month later, he confirmed that I had ADHD and that also I had very high IQ, which was so weird because all my life I've been thinking that I'm stupid. Like I've been thinking that I'm dumb, stupid, that I'm lost. I'm worse than anyone else. My husband went to MIT, so he's very smart, and I've been always thinking like, oh my God, what a catch! How did I land him? And when I'm around people that are very smart, I'm like, oh my God, what am I doing here? I'm dumb. So getting this really high IQ of 133, it was like, what? Why? I cannot believe this. These 45 years I've been thinking I was dumb. But that apart, I mean, please get the diagnosis. But these are the 5 things that change. And before we continue, I am taking Vyvanse 30 milligrams a day. Okay, so Vyvanse 30 milligrams a day. I take the pill in the morning. So it's a tiny pill, black and white. No, white and pink. I take it in the morning and then I go to work. So what are the 5 things that have changed in my life? 1, first of all, I am so much more productive. You cannot believe it. I am an entrepreneur, and in the past, these 45 years, maybe 30 years or 28 years, I've been failing at being an entrepreneur because although my heart says, you can do it, you have the potential, you're incredible, what I will do is I will start a project and then get distracted with another different project and continuously on and on and on and on. It was like up and down, excited, not excited, excited, not excited. And that also depressed me because what was wrong with me? But now with the pill, I take the pill in the mornings and I sit down, I do my things that I have to do that day, and I get them all done. It's incredible. And I don't get distracted. I'm not like, oh, I'm going to go and check that store. I like shopping. Instead of doing this task that I have to do, let me do that. I don't do that anymore. It's incredible. The second thing is that the daydreaming. I am not daydreaming anymore during the day. I read recently in a really good book called ADHD 2.0 that in our brains, in everyone's brains, there's 2 switches, one or two modes. One is the productive mode, I'm doing, and the other one is the dreaming mode. I'm dreaming. And most people, they can turn on and off one of them. So when they're working, when they're dreaming, they're dreaming. But for ADHD people, those 2 modes are fighting against each other because there's no off mode. So what happens is that while we're working, we have this voice saying, you shouldn't be doing this. What about if you do that? Blah, 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 blah. And it distracts us and is horrible because we cannot get anything done. But with the medication, suddenly my dreaming voice or my dreaming mode is off. So I can just focus on working and being productive. And it is such a relief. It is such a relief not changing your mind all the time. It's incredible. Okay, so the third thing is, because I'm not daydreaming all the time and changing my mind all the time, I am not abandoning projects that I like. For example, now I'm creating this ADHD YouTube course or YouTube channel for parents that have kids with ADHD. And I've been doing that for 2 months, maybe 1-2 months. And in the past, this is a time where I will be like, oh, this is not working, I'm doing something else. And I will abandon the project and I will start something new. And it will be so frustrating for me, for my husband, for everyone that knows me, that I'm always changing projects and I'm never going to account to anything. It will be really frustrating for them, and it will be really demoralizing for me, because what's wrong with me? Why do I keep on changing projects all the time? I know that in order to be successful, I have to stick to one thing long enough. Why am I not doing that? What's wrong with me? But with the medication, I'm on. I'm like focusing. And I know that if I continue this path, I'm going to have a very successful channel, a very successful coaching business. And that's incredible. I just have to stay the path. So it's like you have these guardrails that stop you from being distracted. And that's amazing. The other thing that happens when you do that is you get depressed, you get distracted, you get depressed, you have low self-esteem, you get in the bed and you're like, I'm never going to do anything because I will never be able to achieve anything. And it's very demoralizing, because our brain, my brain as an ADHD person, tells me, oh my God, you have so much potential, so much capacity, so much power. You could do so many things. You could be so successful. And at the same time, what I see in the reality is like, oh, I'm not making money. I'm not successful. I'm not doing anything. I abandoning project. So it's very demoralizing. So that's gone. Oh my God, that's gone. So 4, I feel much more confident. Holy cow, yes, I feel confident. I'm like, I have a really high IQ. I'm 133 IQ. That's 5%. Top 5% of people in the world. What? And I'm really happy to shout it through the roof, because for 45 years, I thought I was dumb. I was dumb. They were about to put me in a dumb school for dumb kids. And now I know that I'm like really smart. So I'm very confident, really confident. And I am really confident because I know if I follow this path that I'm following now, I'm going to be successful. There's no other way. So I'm really confident. I just have to stick to the path. And the ADHD medication is allowing me to stay in the path. That's it. And it's life-changing for me, life-changing. Okay, the 5th thing that I want to talk about is my addiction to food. All my life, and I just discovered this last year, but all my life I've been addicted to food as a way to compensate my low self-esteem, low worth, depression. So what I will do is, if something was hard or if the voices will come up to my head, I'll just go to food and I'll eat everything in the house. And then the worst part is, what I will do is I will vomit. So I was like, addiction to food and bulimia for 30 years of my life. And only last year I discovered that. So with the ADHD medication, what happens is like, it is stopping me from binge eating. So during the day I have to remind myself to eat, but I eat normally. And then I don't have the urge to go to the kitchen and take bread. Usually we go to bread. I don't have that urge anymore. And I'm losing weight. No, I'm in a good weight now, so I don't want to lose weight. I may have lost a couple of pounds, but that's not the main reason. The main reason is that food is not being the thing that I go to when I feel depressed, when I feel lonely, when the thoughts come up, when I think that I'm not going to be able to achieve anything, when I think that my mom doesn't love me. And the other thing is that when I was a child, in my house, it was everything about weight. What's your weight? Let me take you to the doctor to lose some weight, because it was all about appearances. So that is also gone. I don't have the binge eating anymore. I don't have the vomiting anymore for a year because I turned raw vegan. That's a different story. But that's incredible. And I feel so good about that. So even just to give you an example, I haven't weighed myself in 3 weeks. Before, I used to be so addicted to food and to my weight and so obsessed that I would weigh myself every day. I would even have portable scales. So when I go on a trip, I can weigh myself in the morning. That's sick. I was obsessed with weight because weight for me was love. My mom was going to love me more if my weight was this very low weight. And that, including with the binge eating, I was binge eating and then I was, oh my God, what am I doing? I'm going to put on weight. And then I was vomiting. And I did that for 30 years. That's so wrong. That's so messed up. But the other thing is, like, because the ADHD, I also realized that it's very related to addictions. So instead of punishing myself and telling me how wrong you are, how sick you are, how do you dare to do this? You have children, you're going to die one day. Instead of telling me these words, I'm telling myself that was an addiction that happened because of ADHD, because I had something in my brain that was not properly adjusted. So with the pills, it's working perfectly. And I'm just going to tell you a little story now. Yesterday, so I got my medication from Spain because I'm from Spain and I was more confident to do my diagnosis in Spain, and then they gave me the medications in Spain. So, but I live in America, so I went to my primary doctor yesterday, and she told me that I should reduce my medication from 30 milligrams to 10 milligrams to start slow. I was freaking out, not because of an addiction or anything like that, but because this is making me function properly. Don't take it away. Finally, I talked to my doctor in Spain, to ChatGPT, and apparently my MD here in America was a little bit I was a little bit off. And basically, the starting medication for adults is 30 milligrams. So I'm in the right dosage. But just to tell you, like, oh my God, don't take it away. This is life savior, savior, whatever it is. But let me tell you more. Listen, if you're a mom and you have kids with ADHD, you should check if you have ADHD. But basically, what I want to tell is I created this amazing community called Good ADHD Moms, which is a group of like thousands of women like me that have kids that have ADHD. And if you have a kid with ADHD, it's really hard. The normal parenting things don't work. So I created this community with thousands of moms. What we do is we do parent coaching every week. We have a call every week. We talk about our questions. I give some instructions about what to try this week for your ADHD kid. And on top of that, we have this incredible Facebook group, and we meet daily in the Facebook group, and we talk, we share information, we share advice. And many of these moms also have ADHD, and I would love for you to join this community because it's so good, so good. And inside the community, on top of the accountability, the support, the sisterhood, also the weekly calls with me to talk about what to do with your ADHD kid, to talk about questions, answers. I also have like so many deliverables, so many things that are good for you, like how to set up a calm ADHD home, what do you do if your ADHD kid explodes, and so many things like calm relaxation techniques. And you should check it out because it's really going to help you so much. The link is below. Just click the link, see what's included in the community, and then when you're ready, which you should be ready if you have a kid with ADHD, this is life-saving, enter your name, your payment information, and join the community. And right away, you get an email from me with a link to the Facebook group, a link to the calls every week, and also with a link to all the resources that we have in the community, okay? And within a week, 2 weeks, you're going to feel so good. Like you're not alone anymore. As a mom with kids with ADHD, usually you're like, no one really gets you. But in this community, we do get you. We understand what you're going through. So check it out below. I love you so much. And please like and subscribe if you like this video, and talk to you very soon. Take care.